Welcome back, Barcelona fans. Tonight we dive into huge breaking news from Catalonia ahead of the massive showdown between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid at the Spotify Camp Nou. Hansi Flick has spoken openly about Pedri, Raphinha, Araujo, Ter Stegen, and Joan Garcia, giving us major updates on who is ready, who isn't, and what the team must improve to stay top of La Liga. Flick also reacted to the viral bench moment with Raphinha and explained exactly what Barcelona are missing in the title race. But that's not all. We also bring you exclusive transfer updates, including Barcelona's official first moves to sign 17-year-old African sensation Hamza Abdelkarim, plus fresh news on Gavi's recovery, with a realistic timeline for his return. This is a packed episode: tactical insight, injury updates, transfer news, and everything you need to know before Barca's biggest match of the season. Let's get into it. Flick talks Pedri, Raphinha, Araujo, Ter Stegen, Joan Garcia ahead of Barcelona vs Atletico Madrid. Having ended the last matchday as league leaders, FC Barcelona will be gunning to strengthen their position at the top when they face Atletico Madrid tomorrow at the Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona go into the game on the back of a comeback 3-1 victory over Deportivo Alaves, even though manager Hansi Flick was not completely pleased with his team's performance after the result. Moreover, given that Barca have come short against big teams on 3 occasions this term, PSG, Real Madrid, and Chelsea, Flick and company will be gunning for a positive result against Diego Simeone's side, who are in fine form in La Liga. Ahead of the heavyweight clash on Tuesday night, Flick addressed the media in his pre-match press conference, discussing various topics, including his chat with Raphinha after the Alaves win. Kicking things off though, the Barcelona manager assessed the challenge that lies ahead of his team against Atletico Madrid, saying, "We're playing against a fantastic team with one of their best managers. We have to raise our level. It will be a tough game. We all have to work hard. If you look at the table, there are some very good teams up there ready to go. We're in the same position. We're getting players back. We have to raise our level." When asked about the viral photo of him looking frustrated on the bench after the Alaves match, Flick explained that Barcelona haven't been showing enough control in recent games. He said the team has the quality to dominate matches, but they've been making far too many mistakes, and that's what has been bothering him lately. The image showed him sitting quietly after full time, visibly drained, before Raphinha came over for a brief conversation. Flick clarified that the moment reflected his disappointment, not just because of the sloppy play, but also because of the emotional chaos on the bench, including 2 red cards. It was a tough match and he needed a moment to breathe and gather himself before talking to the players. Shedding light on the moment as well as the conversation, the head coach explained, "It would be a good time to win against one of the big teams. It's funny, the image of that match. I was disappointed because we lost a lot of balls, 2 red cards on the bench. When we scored the 3rd, Marcus got a red card and I had spoken to him. He's my friend, he's the most important person I have here, and I had that conversation in my head." Continuing, he added, "I wanted to take a breather, I didn't want to argue. But I'm fine and I'm strong for whatever the club throws at me. I'm very happy to be here. It's normal for things to go wrong in a match like that. These matches affect you, you put a lot of energy into them. But then I go home and relax. I wasn't sad or thinking about other things. We're not at our best like last year, but we have potential." On asked how he felt about Barcelona now being league leaders, Flick stated, "We're under the same pressure as last season. We said this year would be tougher because everyone wants to beat the champions. We're top of the table, but we're not playing at our best. We need to get back to that level." When asked about whether he followed last night's game between Real Madrid and Girona, he added, "I didn't see it. I got messages and knew something had happened. I got out of bed and watched the highlights. I'm just focusing on my team, on players and fitness." Flick then went on to confirm that key midfielder Pedri is ready to start, after making a substitute appearance versus Alaves upon returning from injury. "Yes, he can start," the manager confirmed. Providing an update on the fitness conditions of Raphinha and Ronald Araujo, he added, "Raphinha is ready, but Araujo isn't ready to play yet. We've taken care of Raphinha, he only did the rondo and then stopped. I'm confident he'll be able to play the whole match. Ronald isn't ready, it's a private matter and I don't want to say any more. I'd ask you to respect that, it's all I can and will say." When asked about the situation of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, who finally returned to group training today after being out for months, Flick remarked, "This is not the time to talk about this. He's not fit to play. We have to wait and see what happens next." The Barcelona manager then went on to heap praise on Joan Garcia, who excelled versus Alaves last weekend. "I coached Neuer and Marc, who are fantastic goalkeepers. Joan has a great future ahead of him. From day one you can see his potential and he demonstrates it in matches, he said. He has great quality in goalkeeping and with his feet. He's very quick. It was the right decision for the club. He gives us a lot for the coming years. He brings great security. On being quizzed if the improvement he sought from the team was more on the mental side or tactical, the Barcelona manager elaborated. It's always important to be a leader, but we've had a lot of injuries this season. We've never used excuses. But we need more minutes with the starting lineup because last season was the ideal example. We had Pedri, we had De Jong, we had the defenders who were always the same. We had that consistency that we're struggling to have this year. These aren't excuses and we're managing it. Now the goal is to win a big game like tomorrow's. Regarding Atletico Madrid, who have been in excellent form in La Liga of late, Flick noted, "We have to play at our best against a great team. They are one of the best teams in Europe with great quality, and they have improved with the summer transfer market. I like watching them play because they are very good in attack, but we also have quality and our job is to prove it." Source: Mundo Deportivo. Barcelona make initial moves to sign 17-year-old attacking prodigy U report. As reported last week, FC Barcelona had set their sights on Al Ahly teenage prodigy Hamza Abdelkarim. Just 17 years old, the young striker has emerged as one of the most exciting prospects in African football and the Catalans seemingly have taken note of his promise and potential. Barcelona make initial moves for Abdelkarim. Building on the early reports, journalist Akraf Ben Ayed now claims that Barcelona's interest in Abdelkarim is official and genuine. In fact, the La Liga champions have already made initial moves to explore the signing of the 17-year-old striker. A center-forward by trade, the 17-year-old starlet has made 2 senior appearances for Al Ahly thus far, one each in the Egyptian Premier League and the CAF Champions League. Meanwhile, Abdelkarim has bagged 12 goals in 19 matches for the Egyptian U17 national team. 2 of those goals came in the FIFA U17 World Cup from 4 games. Barcelona have seen enough to be convinced that the youngster has a lot of future potential and are serious about the possibility of signing him. To that end, some moves have also been made already. However, it must be noted that the Catalan heavyweights are not the only club interested in Abdelkarim, with several European giants also following him, with Manchester City and Bayern Munich among his suitors. But Barcelona's track record and success rate with youngsters in recent years may end up giving them an edge over the competitors as they look to land Abdelkarim's signing from Al Ahly. Barcelona homegrown midfielder unlikely to return until March as he continues recovery. FC Barcelona have been without one of their key midfielders, Gavi, for more than 2 months now. The Spanish international is recovering from an internal meniscus injury in his knee, for which he had to undergo arthroscopic surgery back in September. Gavi unlikely to return until March 2026. Earlier today, Barcelona held their final training session before hosting Atletico Madrid this Tuesday at the Spotify Camp Nou. And the session offered a small surprise as Gavi appeared on the pitch for a short time, although he did not take part in group work. And according to Sport, even though he stepped onto the pitch for a few moments while his teammates trained, the midfield ace is not expected to return until March. Gavi wanted to come out onto the field for a few minutes during the session today. And he did so without crutches, which is a positive sign in a recovery process that is progressing as planned. Gavi's meniscus was sutured in order to preserve it. This procedure extends the recovery period but offers greater long-term protection. The club's medical staff estimate a total absence of between 4 and 5 months, meaning he is not expected to return to competition until the end of February or more likely the beginning of March. In the meantime, the Spanish international will continue with his individual rehabilitation plan, depending on how his knee responds in the coming weeks. This is the second major knee injury suffered by Gavi, who hopes to be an important figure this season once he returns, especially with the 2026 FIFA World Cup on the horizon. And that wraps up today's huge Barcelona news update. Hansi Flick has made it clear, Barcelona must raise their level to stay at the top, and tomorrow's clash against Atletico Madrid could define the momentum of the entire season. With Pedri ready to start, Raphinha fit, Joan Garcia shining, and new transfer targets like Hamza Abdelkarim emerging, the future looks exciting, but there's still work to do. Gavi's slow but positive recovery is encouraging, and Barcelona's commitment to building for the long term is clearer than ever. If you enjoyed this deep breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a major Barcelona update, transfer story, or match reaction. Visca Barça, and see you in the next video.